But the harsh reality is, I'm an employment minister in a government that doesn't have a full range of employment or economic powers. So we're doing our best in Scotland to invest in education and training and apprenticeships to prepare young people for work, prepare our young people to take that very next stage in their adult life. But as a government, we don't have the full range of economic powers. So in Scotland, the Scottish Government has about 5 or 6 things that could be classified as economic powers. In Westminster, the government has about 25 things that would be considered an economic powers. And what I want here in Scotland is I want a parliament in Scotland, a parliament that has job-creating powers so that we can get our country back to work, and that we can have a parliament that's focused on the priorities that represent what we believe and what we aspire to. Now, even our opponents acknowledge that Scotland can be an independent country. And if I can read you one quote, and it says, "Supporters of independence will always be able to cite examples of small, independent and thriving economies across Europe, such as Finland, Switzerland and Norway. It would be wrong to suggest that Scotland could not be another such successful independent country." And that's a quote by the Prime Minister, David Cameron. So even our opponents acknowledge that should Scotland choose to be independent, Scotland can indeed be independent. And I believe with all my heart that Scotland has what it takes to be a successful, fair and independent country. Because we are a rich country, we're a wealthy nation, but unfortunately we're just not as rich a society as we could be. We are the 14th most richest country in the world. Again, that's not Scottish Government figures, that's OECD figures, and that compares to the UK currently at 18th. And as Angus said, we are more prosperous per head than the UK, Japan or France. For each of the last 33 years, Scotland has paid more tax per head than our UK counterparts. The latest figures show that on average Scots pay £10,000 in tax per head compared to £9,200. And our financial position, even over the last 5 years when things have been difficult, we've had a stronger financial position in Scotland to the tune of £8 billion, and that equates to £1,600 for every man, woman and child in this country. So we have 8.3% of the population. We contribute, we pay in 9.5% of the resources, but get back 9.3% of the expenditure. And I'm not trying to dazzle anybody with statistics, I'm just trying to make the simple point that we as a nation, as a people, more than pay our way, and we are not getting anything for nothing. The services we get, whether at council level, the services that we get from the Scottish Government, or indeed the Westminster Government, we currently pay for all those services, and we're currently more than paying our way. So we can afford good social protection, we can more than afford to have good pension provision, because a lower proportion of our national income is spent on what we call social protection, which is things like benefits and pensions. We've also got a very diverse economy. We've got a thriving university sector. We've got some of the best universities in the world. Our creative industries is thriving. Food and drink in Scotland is massive. Hospitality and tourism is massive. We've obviously just had the Commonwealth Games. Life sciences, the technology and the science behind all of that, cutting-edge, life-saving medication and treatments, that's been developed in Scotland. The ICT sector has got big plans for growth. Financial services remains important in Scotland. And then, of course, there's energy, oil-rich Scotland. We don't need or rely on oil. How I would best describe our oil resource, it's a bonus. We don't rely on it. But you know, we should be grateful we've got it, and we have an obligation on us to make sure that we steward our natural resources to their best effect, and that we use them responsibly and wisely, not just to the benefit of all the people in Scotland now, but for the benefit of future generations. to your own decision on September the 18th. And whatever informs your decision, please, and this is the one plea, don't let it be because someone has told you that we can't or we can't afford to be independent, because we can. The choice for us is whether we now choose to become an independent country.